Alright, headed to the gym today. We got an arm workout. I'm gonna be doing curls, push downs, overhead tricep extensions, you know, all the good stuff. But one thing I wanted to talk about today is sticking to the basics. I feel like it's very easy with all this information out there. It's very easy to overcomplicate things, and you know, that can get very overwhelming. It's like, okay, I want to grow my arms. How many exercises do I need to do to grow my arms? You know, it can get extremely complicated. So let me turn this off. I don't know what's going on with my... So you want to keep it simple. You know, there's only so many different exercises for chest, for biceps, for triceps, you know. And I guess what I want you to focus on more than anything is, it's not so much about the exercises, specific exercises that you do, but intensity is always going to outshine the specificity and differences of exercises, in my opinion. You know, if you got two people that are going to the gym, they're, you know, one is doing the scientific, researched, muscle growth, proven exercises, like all this complex shit, and his intensity is less than the guy who's doing maximum intensity, and that guy is just sticking to basics. Like, let's just say he's doing 3 sets of cable curls, regular basic cable curls, 3 sets of tricep push downs, 3 sets of tricep overhead extensions. You know, like the stuff that is just like the basic shit. And I guarantee the guy doing the more intensity is his physique is gonna outshine the other guy. You know, obviously there's the whole thing about genetics. You know, that's a factor, of course. You still have to be eating enough food. You have to be in a caloric surplus if you want to gain muscle. You know, there's all these other factors, but just for today, keeping it simple in terms of the workouts themselves. Keep it to a minimum. You don't overwhelm yourself. Don't think about all these different exercises that you could do. At the end of the day, there's not one fits all. You know, switch up your workouts. You know, if you're doing tricep push downs one week, try to prioritize something else next week. And you know, just mix it up, and keep it fun. That's another thing. It's like, there's no one way to do anything. There's multiple different ways to do something, but find what works for you and find what's fun for you, because this is about sustainability. You want to be in the gym for, you know, you want to live an active lifestyle till the day you die. Because if you're not active, man, your heart's gonna go, like, there's a bunch of shit that's gonna go wrong if you're not really staying healthy in terms of your activity levels. So that's my talk for the day. I just want you guys to know that, you know, there's nothing wrong with keeping it simple, and keeping it simple can get you incredible results. But instead, focus on the intensity that you're going with the gym. Work your ass off, go hard. If you're gonna be in there for 30 minutes, fucking kill it for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Don't do a half-ass workout socializing in the gym if you only got 30 minutes to kill. Go in there, horse vision, you know, and don't let anything distract you, and just go in, man. But that's all I gotta say. I'll see you in the gym for that arm workout. Let's get it. Push downs, definitely a simple exercise. Could pretty much be able to do it in any gym. That's why I love it so much. And at least for me, I feel the contraction big time in the pump just from doing one set. So with these, I love going to failure. I think I pretty much pushed myself to my limit on the one hand, so I'm gonna do 2 of these here with the full stack. All right, one more set of these till failure. Shake it so hard, my fucking AirPod fell out. All right, so I'm gonna be jumping into a cable curl, just so I could get that full extension, that stretch in the back. Very similar to the last one I just did. But I'm gonna finish, instead of doing a third set there, I'm gonna do one set here, just to get a little bit of a different feel. But essentially, it's gonna be targeting the same area of the tricep, getting that full stretch. Probably could have gone lighter on that one. Great. My fucking earbuds, they keep falling out. So annoying. Look at that. What can you do but laugh? Alright, potentially might superset this one because I went up in weight. Try to get heavy like 6 to 8, and then just burn out after dropping the weight. If you could get your arms to feel this pumped, like where they almost feel like they're gonna pop, that's what you want to do. Obviously, don't hurt yourself. You know, there's the bad pain and the good pain, and we want the good pain. I did a set of the tricep push downs, but they weren't feeling too good today, so I ended up doing this one. This one you don't really get as much extension, but in this range of motion and where the lockout is, I really like it because I just feel it in a different place than I do everything else, a different part of my tricep. So it's good to work all parts. Triceps are fucking toast right now. Gonna wrap it up with some bicep pull downs. So with these, I'm gonna focus on pulling like more this way versus pulling downwards. It's like you're using your biceps as much as you can and pulling towards your face. I think that one burned more than everything said that I did. Oh wow, it's good kind of pain. All right, nothing like the feeling after a successful pump, successful workout. You know, I'm happy with the volume for today. Got a good pump, and I'm ready to get home, get some food in my stomach. I got like 1,200 calories to kill, so we'll see. I didn't really cook anything, so it's probably gonna be something quick. But usually after a workout, you want to go high carb. You know, get enough protein, but make sure that you fill up your glycogen, which is gonna be through that carb load. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I think I mentioned it before. I'm gonna be switching up my workouts a little bit to do more of like a push-pull legs. Before I was doing arm days, dedicated back days, dedicated chest days, dedicated leg days. So I'm gonna keep the dedicated leg day. On leg days, probably gonna do abs at the end. And you know, push will be chest, triceps, shoulders, and pull days are gonna have back and biceps. So that's the only difference. I've been doing the other split for about a month and a half, so I think it's time, maybe even 2 months. So I think it's time to switch it up, see how I feel with the push-pull leg split, and we'll test it out. We'll see how it goes and see how I feel. But why is this guy now? Light screen. But yeah, I really want to put a lot of emphasis onto my legs and my arms, specifically to prioritize those over all my other body parts. Not that I'm ignoring the others, but those are going to be priority. So for me, what does that mean? It's basically, if I'm doing a pull day, which is back and biceps, I'm not going to do back first. I'm going to do biceps first. Pre-exhaust those as much as possible. Get them till they're totally, you know, jacked up. And then I'm going to move into back. That way, even when I'm still doing back, like I'm still using some biceps, some forearms, and I'm okay with that. You know, I don't want to prioritize back. I feel like my back is more developed than my arms are. And same thing with chest, but with that one, because I still want to emphasize my upper chest. I don't want to compromise too much. I'm going to test it out. I'm going to have some days where I do, you know, like heavy pressing first, and then I'll have other days where I'm gonna just test out, some pre-exhaustion on triceps, see how that feels, so that when I'm doing chest, it's like my triceps are overtaking a little bit, or that they're at least so exhausted that they're just consistently under tension, because I want them shits to grow, bro. Like I really want to build, like I said, that's a focus of mine, so I'm gonna be prioritizing that a little bit more. So, and the same goes for you. Like, look at your body. We all have genetically, like, areas in our body that are genetically more, they just grow more than other body parts. For me, it's my shoulders. So for you, it might be your chest. For you, it might be something else. So find out what that is for you, and don't ignore it, but look at the weaker body parts, the ones that are lagging, and work on those. Prioritize those. So there's only a certain amount of volume that your entire system, your body, can handle per week. And what you want to do is, like, within that amount of volume that your body can actually take, let's say your lagging body part is your chest. So percentage-wise, you want to do a higher percentage of volume dedicated towards your chest versus other body parts. Specifically, your stronger body parts, you're gonna lessen those. So, just test it out. There's no exact number of how many sets you need to do exactly for each one. But generally, I would say for every body part that you want to do good amount of volume for it to really grow, a minimum of like 6 sets per session. I would say anywhere from like 6 to 12, 6 to 15, depending on if you can handle higher volume load, up to like 15, great. There's some people that can maybe handle even 20 or more than that. Personally, depends also how you're training. If you're training to failure, most of your sets, you're not going to be able to do 20 sets. So, you're probably going to be closer to the 6 to 12 range, 6 to 10 range. So that's a determinant factor as well. But yeah, just a couple things to keep in mind. Like I said, this is all about testing things out. If you're doing one workout plan for a month and you start hitting a plateau or it starts getting boring for you, switch it up. You don't want to get bored. You don't want the gym to be a hassle to get there. So I feel like for you to sustain that, you just definitely need to switch things up a little bit. And when you think about going to the gym, you want to think about like, oh, I'm excited to go do that. I'm excited to go lift, and it's gonna hurt. there's pain involved, because for your muscles to grow, they need to rip. They need to, like, the tendons need to tear, and that when the muscle is in repair, it replaces it with more muscle. At least that's the way I understand it. So for you to do that, the muscle has to tear, and it's gonna hurt. So don't get the idea that you have to go to the gym and like your workouts are not gonna be painful. I'm talking about the good kind of pain, the kind of pain that it's like it feels good, like you're moving weight, you're doing reps, you're doing volume, and your muscles are. I think we all know, unless you're a beginner lifter, how it feels when your muscles have that good kind of tear. So that's what you want. And you don't want to hurt yourself. So, if you're just starting out lifting, take it easy. Take it day by day. It's a process. So take your time with it. but push yourself, because that's the only way your muscles are gonna grow. Which I won't get into it now because I've talked for a fair bit of time, but just real quick, basically you want to progressively overload your muscles. So progressive overload basically is increasing the amount of volume, the intensity, the amount of weight over time that you do for basically any workout that you're doing. So that means you don't want to stay static in the same place. So if 1 week you're doing 50-pound dumbbells for chest press, you don't want to the next week do the same amount of weight with the same amount of intensity and the same amount of reps. Something has to change, whether it's more reps, whether it's more intensity, whether it's more weight. Even if it's a couple pounds, it doesn't matter. 55s, from 50 to 55, just 5 pounds. That's what progressive overload is, and that's what's going to help stimulate muscle growth. At least it's one of the factors, which I talk about this all the time. It's not just training, it's also your caloric intake and rest. Don't neglect rest. That's very important too. But that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.